What's up, YouTube? Siegfried Lane here, and today we are going to come back with some more of the WoW forums. I always find it fun to come on these forums and check sometimes, and so I'll see you guys back in just a bit. What's up, YouTube? Siegfried Lane here, and today we are coming back with some more World of Warcraft forums, I guess to say. Now, again, before I get into this, guys, I am somebody who actually did play World of Warcraft. I did raid in World of Warcraft. I had a raid team. I was a raid leader. I was not a Mythic Plus raider. I never had that much time to do it. But I did do the Mythic raids, and I had a blast, and there were a lot of good things of World of Warcraft back when I played. When I moved and my raid team disbanded, that was when I stopped, because one big issue with World of Warcraft is it's not very fun if your friends don't play it. This is kind of a big issue what's going on and why there's so many people leaving. Once your friends leave, what are you going to do? You don't want to do cut randoms with other... You don't want to do dungeons with randoms because you're going to get some type of asshole that quits when you get one fail. With that said, though, I wanted to go in these forums, and then I'm going to do a comparison afterwards. So let's go ahead and go through these and just take a look here. I mean, like this is just nice. Let's go to first. No, let's take a look at WoW Scope. We have the. If you haven't seen this video yet, man, this video is hilarious by Captain Grimm. One thing I've noticed about WoW forums, man, they're stuck with hypocrites and the just staunch defenders who refuse to admit that anything's wrong with the game. So let's see. This video is pretty hilarious. I'm gonna say, what this guy replaced? Guy just I think is what. Let's see. Yeah, I know. But you're only showing me the first time that I represent that word copium. I want to know, in another meaning, something that the author of the video does not explain anything to me unless I subscribe with money to his channel and I switch. And since Blizzard and I refuse to pay more than using WoW tokens if I reach in gold, I do not give money to anyone. I mean, like, no, you're giving money to somebody actually because you're buying WoW tokens with your gold, which somebody bought with real money. It's always free. It's never free. So if you're buying WoW tokens, you're still giving money because you're supporting somebody else, giving them money. Let's say, I like how this guy defends copium and this guy gets all mad at him about it for it. The toss-up which I hate more, the use of cringe, problematic, or the latest fad of copium. I mean, okay, like, I'm sorry, man. Like, seriously, if you can't see that people in WoW are seriously stuck on copium, man, like, you're talking about a game, man, like, where the developers have openly told the... I don't get it, man. Like, I don't understand why it took this long, to be honest. Like, I do not get why it took this long. If you think about it, they've been showing their colors for a long time. They've shown disrespect and rudeness to their fans in several times. And it's just like, for some reason, nobody seems to figure that out. They're just like, oh, well, it's not that bad. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, I can't believe how bad it is. It's so bad. It's like, dude, have you not been watching this shit from the beginning? I mean, in the big issue, like, here's the big issue. And if you listen to, for example, Scribe from Echo, the big issue is that most players don't realize how good Final Fantasy XIV is. Final Fantasy XIV, while the story is the most popular opinion to be the best, is not the only part that is the best. There's something for everybody. I mean, like, you have raiders who, I mean, like, come on, man. You have Echo and Maximum Limit. Like, these are two groups that make a living from raiding. Man, that's their living. If they're gonna have an opinion on a good raid or a bad raid that's worth listening to, they are the people to listen to. Not a 14 player who only plays 14 raids. Not a WoW player who only plays WoW raids. A person who has mastered the WoW raids and is going into 14 raids and the savage difficulties and tells you they're good. If you're a WoW player, man, and you're a WoW raider, that's who you should listen to. And again, this whole idea of the game, I just can't get over the weeb aesthetics. Okay, first of all, those are not weeb aesthetics. Weeb aesthetics is when you got the stupid schoolgirl yelling senpai senpai running down a damn hall in some of the most annoying animes ever. Now, I watch some anime because I live in Japan. It's, you know, it's a natural thing. But I pretty much watch the same animes that most people watch, or animes that don't follow the tropes, the stupid anime tropes. Don't watch Naruto. You'll never get me watching One Piece. I ain't gonna watch any of those senpai animes. They drive me insane. Dragon Ball, like most of us, has, you know, the very significant what nostalgic feelings for me, for most of us my age. Gundam, if you've ever seen Gundam, is a great series where Gundam literally, dude, Gundam has none of that stupid weeb crap in it, man. Gundam is, the original Gundam is really good. I'm not talking about the other ones, Gundam Seed and whatnot. I'm talking about original Gundam. Back when it was in the 80s, so you actually saw nudity. And it wasn't considered, like, non-sexual nudity, to be honest, non-sexual nudity. So this ideology, man, this ideology that there's just weeb in 14, man, it's just so frustrating. Let's see if there's anything else here that's... Love the story, hate the game. How can you love the story and hate the game, man? This is kind of funny. Anyone else here like the books, comic story aspect of the game, but hate the story it's tied to and gatekeeping behind playing this game? I'd rather have this IP continue as a book series or TV show. If you've seen the movie, I don't think you want to see it continue as a TV show. Then plays the MMO. I'd honestly find it weird if people stayed sub for the story and not any of the gameplay. The story is one of the weakest parts of WoW right now. Yeah, that's 100% true. Post delete by author. Okay. Whatever happened to Raytheon and Ashara? So what was this guy saying? Let's see. Look at these replies real quick. What brought me to the game was the amazing lore of the pre-alliance neutered night elves, and I stayed for the lore story because Wrath, Legion were so great. Now I'm feeling quite bored for the reason, mainly staying for friends. Like, dude, this is, yeah, I mean, like, dude, if you are a story person, you need to go to 14, man, straight up. To be honest, the story was always yo-yoed on being decent, good, or bad fan fiction. It seems like they have better side stories than the main arc most of the time. Anything to do with the main character feels weak. I mean, that's because he's, like, let's be real, man. Like, they don't know how to write a story. Like, well, I like the MMO except for the gated content grinding mechanic to get here. So pretty much the entire MMO. You don't like the MMO. Let's see, what's this one? What part of the game was amazing? Okay, let's stop it already. See, look at this fucking man. This person, like, just... This is something you won't see in 14, man. You won't see these random attacks, man. Not as much as you do on WoW. Okay, one of the biggest complaints among veteran players is the fact that they don't do enough to put the story in the game. Like, yeah. Here's the fact. I mean, here's a fact. You know, people do want story in their games. Do they want, like, hours and hours of cutscenes? No. The story is, you can do a good story without 100 different fucking cutscenes. If there's anything, Shadowbringers and Heaven's Ward demonstrate that pretty well. So does Stormblood. I mean, like, their cutscenes, I mean, like, Heaven's Ward isn't the best for displaying that, because Heaven's Ward is still very basic. It's pretty much World of Warcraft with a strong story. So it's not as easily done versus the other three games, which are more Final Fantasy in an MMO content. Let's see. And the big issue with World of Warcraft, when you look at the stories, they've kind of written themselves in a corner with the Horde Alliance. It just doesn't work anymore. I personally think that if they really want to do the Horde Alliance should never have joined sides. No, it should never have allied for any reason. Because at this point in time, the story of World of Warcraft, the characters in World of Warcraft, all the characters in World of Warcraft are just stupid. Like, seriously, they're just stupid. Vanessa, was you the original poster? It doesn't sound like you're in the original poster. I like the game. I meet people here. Yeah, I mean, like, what kind of people do you meet? Man, like, almost everyone I meet in this game sucks ass. I mean, there's some really good people. Don't get me wrong, man. But dude, you're still reaching your hand to a cup full of spikes to try and find the gumball. You know, you can get your hand stabbed a million times before you finally find something good. I've only read a couple books I prefer much. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I think most people would prefer the game. Like, if they put, like, I don't understand this, man. I really don't understand. These people, they're complaining about, man. Like, if these people went to 14, dude, they would be the happiest players ever. Like, let's be real, man. Like, the only character that has plot armor in Final Fantasy 14 is you. You're the only character that has plot armor. But, like, that's obvious. That's the only character that should have plot armor. Like, if we've seen from Heaven's Ward and Stormblood, there is no plot armor. Now, Shadowbringer, sorry, not Stormblood, Heaven's Ward and Ruinborn. Now, neither in Stormblood nor Shadowbringers have we lost an important character, which means we're due to lose somebody important in Endwalker. Let's see. I'm confused. What's this person replying to? Like, if you're calling it a dumb MMO, why are you playing the game? Not only does Blizzard relegate major events to comic books, they also remove major beats from the game. Mop, Cape, blah, 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 so bizarre. F14 has so much more content in comparison. Yeah. We'll see if somebody bitch about that. I'd say. I'm surprised she hasn't tried to seduce a jailer since Sargas. Let's see. I honestly don't get why people talk about how good WoW PvE is. Like the WoW gameplay. I personally don't think the WoW gameplay is that good. And let me say why. In WoW's gameplay, you don't feel like you're hitting anything. Okay? Not to mention, you literally have to face them. Your character doesn't have a brain and just turn around and face them. I mean, like, it's literally, I can't do that. I can't hit that. Turn the fuck around, jackass. So the fact that they make you manually turn your character around, which is actually a little more difficult than you would think about, versus in 14 where it's just like, hey, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to hit anything. I'm going to turn and face the enemy I'm targeted to. It makes it really nice. So, like, the second thing is in 14, you feel like your character hits the enemy. You feel it. You can hear it. Dude, WoW is... You can't. And honestly, I think that ideology of WoW's gameplay being better is going to be gone. I think that's going to leave. I think at the moment, and that's just what people are repeating, but as a person who's played both, especially now, with how much they've stripped characters in WoW, WoW's gameplay is nowhere near Final Fantasy XIV. It's not. And I play from Japan on the US server, and to be perfectly honest, man, like, it's not that bad. If you're an RP, or why are you playing this game, dude? Go play fucking 14, man. Dude. That's why you play, like, they could do it right if they just fucking looked at Final Fantasy, man. But the problem is that, like I said, dude, like, the problem is that, so many issues. Like, I think if you dare to try it, F14 most likely the type of game you're looking for. It's more an RPG MMO than an MMORPG, yeah. And of course, like, people aren't gonna try it, man. Like, seriously. This person would love Final Fantasy 14. Like, most of the people who play WoW would fucking love Final Fantasy 14 if they would just actually give it a shot. Dude, do you really think Vimos are a dying interest? This is ridiculous, really. The MMO are dying. See, this is stupid. Like this is another thing. Like this is another form of cope if you think about it, man. Just because WoW is in a dying state, MMOs are a dying industry. Bullshit. Fucking Final Fantasy 14 is selling so much, man. Like I love how the ideology is. I won't play Final Fantasy 14 because of this excuse or that excuse or this excuse or that excuse. I mean, even though I just don't want to get into another MMO game, man. Like that's so fucking stupid, dude. And this thing, like they're so fucking, you know, like there's those. I don't know, man. Like it drives me insane because if they would just pull their heads out of their asses for 5 seconds, stop letting other people decide for them, and actually give other fucking MMOs a shot that have a good reputation. And like seriously, I'm pretty sure anyone watching this game, watches my videos, plays Final Fantasy 14, so we all know the legendary free trial they give, man. Like there's seriously, literally no reason. Look at Beliar, look how slow he's going through the game. If he's going extremely slow through the game and he's enjoying it, there's literally no reason to have to tell me oh, I can't do this. Full parrot, like, oh look, they have a thread for fucking furries. Like, ooh. How can you sit there and talk about Final Fantasy 14 being a furry when you got these goddamn furries dancing in their underwear? Like, what is a furry to you if not that shit? Like, seriously, what do you consider a goddamn furry? Oh, humanoid with cat ears. It's a furry. Oh, a full-on fox person? Not a furry. Seriously. Seriously, you can sit here and gotta talk about Final Fantasy 14 being a goddamn weeb game with, and then like having furry classes. You got that shit, dude. Like, I'm gonna be honest, man. I would rather play a weeb game than a furry game any day of the week. While weebs are annoying, what makes them annoying is their hardcore attempts to be Japanese without understanding the culture at all. Furs are just creepy, dude. Like straight up fucking creepy. Let's see. This is kind of a dumb one. Who would helmet a Deathwing? That's a stupid ass thing you put up there. You mean housing? Like the one that we have in 14? Look at this shit that they want, man. Look at this shit they want in their game. It's all in our fucking game, dude. Fucking hilarious, man. This is hilarious, dude. All the shit they want, and guess what? We got it. Let's see if anyone talks about it. Let's see. Dude, all these people talk about housing that they want, and it's like, yet they won't play fucking Final Fantasy 14, man. It's hilarious, dude. Maybe it's so others can visit without being in a party with their own, sort of like Final Fantasy 14, where you can walk into the unlocked housing and some of ideas of your own. Let's see if we get look. Like this is what's so funny, man. Like nobody actually will literally reply if they do see it. It's either a negative reply or they just don't reply. Dude, take your money. They just play fucking WoW. Just play 14, guys. What the hell's wrong with you guys? Like this is what I'm talking about. Like what is wrong with these people? They talk about things that they want, and we have it. Let's see. Uh, let's see. I mean, let's be real, man. Like, Final Fantasy 14 has the best housing in the whole situation. The only downside of Final Fantasy 14 housing is the fact that there's just so much limited space, you know? Let's do a quick search here. Control F. FF14. Let's see. Here we go. I like some of the ideas, especially the ones about the archaeologists that are bringing up the stories from the novels and other literatures. Assuming the image that was used was his, though, although maybe not. This way they'd have many locations on the type that I would prefer. That would probably take like a decade of entire team's effort. ESO has got like a single residence type in many places. And F14 has got 4, soon to be 5 cities you can have your house in. Within 3 cities and like 12, yeah, so like... I mean, like, you can tell these people play 14, man. Probably their account is honestly... Like, these players, I think their account is still active. For maybe WoW Classic, or just like, it's just active because they've already had time on it. Let's see, is there any more? Oh, that's it? Okay. Well, I'm going to close this, but before I close this, there's one thing I've been doing, and I want to talk about this real quick, since we're getting to the 30-minute mark. If there's one thing I've noticed about the WoW players, they're like another group of people in the world. Now, lately I've been watching this YouTube channel called Dimple, and if you guys have not seen this, it's really worth seeing and subscribing to. Speaking of too much, subscribe to it. And pretty much, it's people who've defected from North Korea, either talking about the first time they met Americans, who they were taught to fear, or the first time they've tried certain things that, of course, they don't have in North Korea, and the more you learn about North Korea. And what I find really funny, man, is just their reactions to experiencing America for the first time, or just any foreign culture is almost the exact same that we're seeing from the WoW players coming to 14. It's really kind of funny, actually. Um, of course, the stories are completely different. One's their life, and the other is simply just a game. But the funny thing is, like, when they just talk about North Korea and still in North Korea, man, like, they literally sound like the players playing WoW who are still defending the bullshit that's going on. And, there's two ways to ruin a game: criticize everything or defend everything. And they are literally defending everything, which allows the game to continue to stay in a piece of shit mode because you are just giving the developers confirmation that the decisions they're making are okay decisions and that you are happy with it. This is what is going on right now, and this is why you've got the players that are making their complaints falling on deaf ears. If the WoW community got together and actually fought for that game to be better, that game would be better. But I see this in MMOs, and I see this in gacha games all the time, where it's this mentality that if you complain about the game, it's going to kill the game, versus if you give your actual complaints, it's going to save the game. If you're a WoW player, you should be complaining about the stupid decisions they're making. You should be telling them that what you want is to have them treat their employees better. You should be signing with Bellular and Asmund, who are still staunch defenders of the game, just wanting it to be better. If you're a Final Fantasy XIV player, well, congratulations, you don't have to deal with that crap. But I do want to leave all Final Fantasy XIV players off with a warning, something to remember. All the WoW players that came to our game, that have come to 14, are not toxic. And that is because of the systems we have in place. However, if these systems are not kept in place, we could see 14 go down the same path. What this means is that we need to, first of all, ignore leakers. That leak of the media tour, we need to ignore that stuff. We need to, honestly, not reward people for going against our game creators' rules who have done a good job to try and keep the game a clean and pure place to play. Second, we need to always remember it's a game first. A game first, and so there's no reason to get upset or angry, and everything can be solved by simple communication. Most of the times you're going to have a problem with somebody, it's not going to be because they're an asshole, but because of a miscommunication, a misunderstanding, which is easily solved by a simple conversation to make sure that you fully understand each other. WoW is going to go down. WoW is falling. As 14 players, we need to stand together. We need to welcome players in. We need to make them feel welcome. But you know what, more importantly, and this is one thing I don't want to see happen, when a WoW player has a complaint, we need to defend that complaint. We need to... Sorry, let me word that better. We need to defend their right to that complaint. Too many times have we seen a WoW player make a complaint about make a valid complaint. I'm not talking about Quinn69. I'm talking about valid complaint like Scott Zone, and then get attacked for it, and then not want to play the game. We need to make sure that doesn't happen. We need to keep that toxic behavior out of the game, and we need to shame anybody who does it. We need to cancel anybody who does it, because the fact is, when a person makes a decision to ruin another person's gameplay or to attack another person over their opinion in a way that's inappropriate, and I don't mean disagreeing. If you disagree, man, that's cool, man. Like that's awesome. I disagreed with Scott Zone's idea of raids. I think that they're currently good the way they are, but that was a disagreement to an opinion. Opinion. I respect his opinion. When somebody acts inappropriate, we, as the community, have a job to cancel that behavior. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and just be thankful that you're not playing World of Warcraft right now. Secret Lane, signing out.